Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this week's devotional. Your purpose stands regardless of your past. So, we have had such an amazing week, and I am so grateful for all who is joining us and watching on this evening. This evening's topic is the final topic of the devotional this week, and it's a purpose. So I'm just going to give it another few seconds as everyone, of course, is getting acclimated. How was everyone's week? I hope everyone was doing, had an awesome week. It is Friday. Yay! It's Friday. So it's also just a great time to just relax, just chillax. That's all you can do. Relax and chillax. That's all you can do, isn't it? Perfect. So that is weird. Okay. This is what we're doing. So it's good. We're about to get started. So again, thank you for joining us on this evening for Your Purpose Stands Regardless of Your Past. On this past week, we've discussed various options. On Monday, we discussed your past, what it was, that everyone had it, and that it was nothing to be ashamed of or feel bad about or anything like that. Then we went into discuss on the next day his grace. And that meant, embracing his grace, giving it all to him, allowing him to do all the things that he needs to be and be who he needs to be. And then we went from that to your restoration. And the benefit of the restoration is to know that you can fully and truly be restored in God. And that restoration is just not some type of, thing. It's not renewing something to something like this old form of glory. It is really, deep diving and doing the things that you would need to do. And then yesterday we talked about the healing. And the benefit of the healing is that all of this takes place. So tonight we are finally talking about the ultimate thing, and is the purpose. And when I say the purpose, it's like, we're talking about the purpose, having it all. And sometimes we just don't. It can get a little crazy. It can get a little messed up. We still think that we're just, not fully vested in what God needs us to have. And that is so not true. So if you see me looking at the screen, I'm looking for, if anyone's commenting or anyone has come in. Of course, we know with the changes that Facebook has made, some things, I can see some things on one screen versus the other. So just know that I am fully here. And I just want to make sure that, that I'm not, distracted. But I want to acknowledge everyone that is joining us on the broadcast to see if there's any questions before I fully deep dive into everything. And it looks like I'm pretty much good. Everything should be flowing. Okay, this is how we're doing it. So let's get started. Tonight's scripture is coming from Isaiah, the 61st chapter and the 3rd verse. And in reading the New International Version, and it reads as such: "And provide for those who grieve in Zion, to bestow on them a crown of beauty instead of ashes, the oil of joy instead of mourning, and the garment of praise instead of the spirit of despair. They will be called oaks of righteousness and planting of the Lord for the display of his splendor." Now, although when you think about the process, although the process may seem slow, especially if you're in the middle of it, like if you're in the crux of it and the deep dives of it, it is painful for you and it's slow. know that it'll be worth it. You know, let's reflect again back on Ruth. You know, sure, she knew that there was long suffering and she felt it. You know, she could have given up at any point in time. She really could have, you know, given that she had so many bumps in the road, but she didn't. She persevered and experienced grace and restoration and healing. Now, in the process, God was working on her purpose, and on the other side, she experienced such an incredible, incredible blessing. Now, Ruth was not too far gone, and neither are you. You know, when I think about being broken, broken can be restored. Sorrow can be turned into joy. Empty can be filled. Worthless can be valued. You know, not good enough can be desired. And a shame can fade, and confidence can arise within you. You know, and this, you know, confidence can definitely arise within you. Furthermore, you know, God has a plan for us regardless of what our past choices have been, what our upbringing is, what our culture has been, you know, the image that we may have projected, you know, of who we are, or who someone else has projected who we are. You know, it can, you know, he can do all things. Because what God sees is God sees his child when he looks at you and I. He sees someone of immense value. You know, with value comes purpose. And know that we are all purpose. We all have purpose because he sees value in all of us. You know, and to think about it, your dreams matter to him. He's put them inside of you. You know, he's planted that seed because you were predestined before the day you was born, before you was conceived. The purpose was laid out. You know, he wants you to mature, you know, through, and how you do that is you're going to do that through the pain. You're going to do that through long suffering, and it will birth at a specific time. You know, if you think about Ruth, you know, because at first she married a man, he died. Then, you know, the father-in-law died. There was no male heir. You know, she could have just been like, I am not doing this. I'm not going to stick with this woman. I don't know what her issue is. I really don't care at this point. She could have done so many things, but she didn't. And because she persevered and because she believed that the best Okay, I don't know what just happened. I do not know what just happened. But we're going to continue on. Jesus. See, this is how I know that this is so purpose and things are moving forward to what God has for us. Because every time we get to a point and we get to a place that, you know, we, you know, are moving forward and really learning, crazy stuff ensues. Like, really, like, you couldn't do anything better than, you know, knock out the internet. He does that. You know, the enemy tries to do that because what he's doing is he's trying to, you know, get you to kind of get off track. He's trying to get you to be like, you know, I don't want to do anything. I want you to just be all about what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and things like that. And you know what? That is not what we're going to do today. That's not what we're going to do today at all. So we were back at talking about Ruth. Now, Ruth, she got married. she gave birth to a son who was the grandfather of David. So because of her perseverance, because of her obedience, and because of her long suffering, she was put in directly in the lineage of Christ. She was put in the path to make way for Christ to come. Do you see how God uses you and how he you don't even understand what it is yourself, but he's using you for greater things beyond what you can even imagine. Think about that. So, he was the King of Kings. He would lead. He was right in the direct lineage. But she didn't start out that way. Not at all. She didn't start out that way. Isn't that crazy? She didn't start that way. There's nothing more valuable in this world, in this universe, to God than us. Nothing more valuable. He loves us. He wants us to have the best. He wants us to be the best. So therefore, he wants us to go through the process and go through the journey. And the journey can be tough, but he sent his son to die and to claim the victory over the sin that sometimes plagues us, so that it wouldn't really no longer have us in bondage, so that it would no longer have dominion over us, so that it would no longer, we have to play step and fetch to it. So this is the time to step into what he's giving you, what he has for you. Because you can't say, well, because of my past, I can't do it. That's not an excuse anymore. It's not. You can't say because of my past, I can't do it. Because he says your purpose is there regardless of your past. So we have to begin to walk into the restoration and the healing and his grace. Because trust me, the process is tough. When I think of where I'm at right now to where I was just maybe a year ago, this time last year, I was still in a really, really kind of broken place. However, what I decided to do was to be obedient. What I decided to do was that above anything else, to go ahead and move forward and do what I needed to do above all things. And with that, he has opened so many doors. With that, he has shown me what the purpose is and what I need to do. It's manifested. It has come full circle, complete full circle. And at the end of the day, it's amazing. It is truly amazing because I can't even fathom what God is doing in my life. The things that he's doing in my life, is beyond anything that I can imagine. That I'm here sharing with you and, talking with what God is doing and being transparent. It's not anything that I put into play. It was God putting unique things in play. He had this in play before we ever thought about it. When he laid it on Minister Peterson's heart to do this, to start the devotional group, he knew that at that point in time in October of 2018 that I would be in the mix. I didn't know that, because if you'd have told me that, I'd have said you was crazy. But the process had already been started. I had already started to really go through that healing part and that restoration part. He was putting me back together. And in the part of putting me back together, and so that I can live in the purpose that he had destined for me, he began to expose it. He began to let me live it. He began to have me walk in it. And so I can fully say that it doesn't matter what your past is. Because, I'm a survivor. Child abuse, physical, sexual. I was probably one of the biggest pimps out there. Out in the streets, running the streets. I done did it. Been there, done it. But here I am today doing what God has me to do. My past was a great foundation. My past showed me what people could go through and how I could relate to them and how they could relate to me. Your past allows people to see that they can be in that same situation and be greater. They don't have to be bound by it. They don't have to be caught up by it. And they don't have to be ashamed of it. Because God isn't ashamed of it. Not one bit. So we shouldn't be ashamed of it. Not at all. Not at all. So if he holds us to a high esteem, he loves us beyond anything that we could ever imagine. Why do we beat up our own selves? Why do we try to defeat our own selves? Because God Almighty has already said that we are the best thing since sliced bread. He has already said that we are more valuable, to him than anything. He has already said that we were wanted, that we were purposed, that we were purposely put on here to do a great work. So why do we keep fighting it? Why do we always want to listen to what someone else says? Because sometimes, we get comfortable in the status quo. We get comfortable in the craziness because we know what it is. If we know it's wrong, we know it's not the best thing, but it's normal, it's comfortable, you know it. So it's time to step out of that box and allow God to do the things that he is going to do. Allow him to take it to the next level. Because at the end of the day, only he can heal us. Only he can restore us. Only he can put us back together. Only he could give us the path to walk for our purpose. Mama can't do it. Sister can't do it. Your pastor can't do it. No one but him. He's the only one that can do it. So know that it doesn't matter what your past is. It does not. Your purpose is there waiting for you to make the decision that you're going to walk into his grace, allow him to restore you, allow him to heal you so that you can walk fully in his purpose. Because it's yours. Only you can do it. Now, don't get me wrong. I've said before, he will reassign it if necessary. But it's really yours. He really wants you to walk in it. Because what you're going to bring to it is going to be such a wealth of love and experience. And you're going to reach people that maybe your reassignment can't. So just take hold of your purpose. It is there for you to take full-heartedly. Just take a hold of it. I thank you for joining us this evening for A Purpose, which was the final part of Your Purpose Stands Regardless of Your Past. I thank you for joining us this week for this awesome devotional. Hopefully everyone is having a great evening. Most of them, I have posted the prayer request link in some of the groups, the ones that I can see. If I can't, what I'll do is I'll also repost it some other places. But if you have a prayer request, definitely please, click that and let me know. And we can, myself and Minister Peterson can just keep you in prayer. like we always like to do. Again, this is always for the uplifting of you. This is always for your growth, your benefit, your strength. And that was what we do. We do those things for you. We seek God for you. And I know sometimes it feels like that maybe you can't do it on your own. That's fine. That is why we're here as well. So if you have a prayer request, definitely click on the link in the comments. I'll add additional links on the other platforms that I cannot see right now. And whoever may see them and can see the ones and knows what that link is, please add it, for those who have prayer requests, so that we can go before God in prayer for you. If you have any suggestions on topics or ideas that you're looking to be taught more on and to deep dive more into, definitely leave that in the comments. We're always going before God for your next lessons and what he has for us to pour into you. Now, we will be back on Monday. Is it Monday? We will be back Monday at Monday at 8 p.m. Don't pay me no mind. We'll be back Monday at 8 p.m. And I will be putting in the group. If you're not a part of the group, please check us out at YV Daily Devotionals on Facebook, so that you can get the bonus content, see the schedule that we, put up each week about what the topic is, get access to the learning units, because you can only get those in the group. So do that. Or if you have suggestions on other means to, set up a group where, resources can be had, definitely let us know. If you're watching on live or you're watching on a replay, definitely let us know, because we want to make sure that we can share the awesome resources that God has given to us with you. And with that said, know that I love you. Know that I want the best for you. We want you to be blessed. Have a wonderful evening and a great weekend. And we will see you on Monday at 8 p.m. Love you. Be blessed. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful evening.